is that I do think in certain instances, in certain close quarters with people, it may make sense to do it like if you're indoors and not poorly ventilated areas. However, people are wearing them outside in the bright sunshine, alone in their cars. People are wearing 2 of them. That's the new thing. 2 of them.
Yeah.
I mean, whatever. I mean, double down, I guess. I mean, I can't. If you're gonna wear 1, all right, 2, fine.
But then how about you see all these scumbag politicians that are pushing the mask, and then these people are seeing them at the airport not wearing them. You know, there's footage of these people after Fauci gives his speech about the mask. There's footage of him. He just takes it right off. And now with everyone, it's just a fucking chin guard because it's just about.
Yeah, it's gonna catch all my drool.
It's so dude. It's infuriating. I'm so over it, and it's only getting worse.
I know.
You know?
I know.
Like, dude,
I could have, if you would, I know. And all, because I've listened to Fauci. He came on the This Week in Virology podcast. This Week in Viruses, actually, is what it's called. And he is not as alarmist about, like, if you listen to Fauci himself, he talks like a scientist. So he's like, to have zero risk, we have to shut the schools and all of that. But if you really listen to what he says, he's not necessarily for that. And he admitted, so they had to pry the overall mortality rate for the virus out of him. It took about 15 minutes of extraction with all of his like caveats and fucking, qualifications for the answer. But the answer, the mortality rate overall is sub 1%.
Unbelievable.
So, I mean, and that's like, and he said the whole thing with closing the schools is that he said, even though there's no demonstrated statistically significant risk that's been demonstrated about it affecting children, the fact that it even affects children and the risk is there, the risk alone doesn't even need to be validated, and we should just shut the schools anyway, just because it's children. That was what he said. Wow. But at least he was up front. And he explained himself, but people take him out of context and they make him sound way more alarmist. Don't get me wrong, I'm not the president's fan club or anything, but I'm just saying that he's not trying to make this as bad as it is. Personally, I don't believe that. At least when you listen to him, he's talking to scientists. He's not as, the world's not. He doesn't say the world's ending.
So, I mean, but then who's pushing all this? Like why? I don't know. It's really upsetting though. I mean, because I was thinking about it today. These people that are wearing them alone in their cars that can pass out and then crash, they could easily crash into you walking, or they're going to crash into something. So if you're walking on the street, they could crash into you. You don't care about my safety. You don't care about people's safety.
See,
I want to make a shirt that says, like, "Friends don't let friends mask up and drive."
These poor police, man. Everybody's got a mask on. It would be bugging me out if I was a cop. Like, everybody looks like they got like a ski mask on, like they just robbed the bank in Heat. Everybody looks like that, and you can't see anybody's, because the facial expression, if you just see people's eyes, it kind of, a lot of times people's just seeing their eyes, for me, is kind of fucked up. I'm kind of like, why are they looking at me like that? But there's a smile there. If there's a smile there too, you're like, okay. But if you don't see a smile and you just see their eyes pointed at you, it's scary. It's disconcerting, man.
Yeah. I love when I go out walking the streets without a mask and I just smile at everybody. I just smile big at everyone,
I rock my scooter. I ride my scooter around without a mask. I love it. Because you're outside. You're outside in the sunshine by yourself. A mask is not appropriate.
Yeah, dude, I saw a great mask. It was basically like a doily. Like the holes in it were huge, but like no one said anything to the guy wearing it.
Nice.
And then I saw footage today of a guy in a wheelchair that was in a grocery store, and someone was harassing him for not wearing a mask, and he's like, dude, I have a medical condition. Can't you fucking see, like, I'm in a wheelchair and I have a medical condition? And the guy's like, I don't care. I don't want
to catch your paralysis. COVID paralyzes people. That's what Anderson Cooper said today.
Oh man! And then, dude, did you see that story? Did you see that story about the girl that got murdered because she was like confronted by some BLM people? They said that they said that Black Lives Matter, and she said all lives matter, and then they shot her dead. She was like 25. Like,
the leadership of Black Lives Matter is openly Marxist.
We are trained Marxists. We are super versed on sort of ideological theories.
They say that white people have to die for black communities to be made whole.
Some white people may have to die. I'm confused on why that's so controversial.
They admit that there is no plan other than destruction, and that the destruction is what will fuel the black minds to recreate a new world. The full-on destruction of America is underway.
like a 3-year-old kid. And then, so yeah, it was hard listening to the dad talk about how he was gonna, it was him having to tell his kid that if he ever wants to talk to his mom now, that he has to just look up in heaven, and it was heartbreaking. So yeah, it's getting real crazy out there, man.
Yeah, I heard that the murder rates and shit, because if you just drive, like I've been just driving around, and I can tell that the sort of edgy element, not just the homeless people, but the sort of people in general, are on the prowl in the evenings a lot more. I think people are desperate. They're broke. A lot of them haven't been able to spend money to get the drugs they need. So now they're in withdrawal, and they're like scurrying around, like looking for shit. They're like all coyote-like looking for shit.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I can see it. A guy, I'm pretty sure I almost saw a carjacking.
Really?
Like nothing really happened because the guy was able to roll up his window in front of me. But this guy was kind of walking through traffic in this way, just eyeing the different cars. And he looked at me too. But like, you don't want to try my car. You're lucky. It's barely functioning. It doesn't look like there's anything of value inside. Good luck trying to drive that thing away. It's probably quit. It's probably going to quit on you.
Yeah.
But no, he looked, but he was looking for open. I could tell. It looked like he was looking for open windows. And he started walking toward one vehicle. And and everybody sort of blocked at this light, so no one can really go anywhere. And the guy throws up his window real quick. The guy had his instincts in place, and he rolled up his window real quick. And then the guy sort of just went the other way. But he wasn't walking at the intersection. He was weaving through kind of maybe about 20 feet back from the intersection in the cars, sort of just looking around, like into the car, inside the cars. And I've seen some of the same homeless people since I've lived in Orange County for almost a decade now. And they've never looked like, their best day ever. They always look, it's hard being outside and being homeless. But this past few months, I've seen this take a toll on them who are even having a hard time already.
Yeah.
It's fucking scary, man.
It really is. It's like, dude, when I walk around now, just like walking the dog, I bring either my baseball bat at night and my retractable baton during the day. Basically, whenever I go anywhere, I at least have my baton in my fanny pack.
Well, at least the normal way you got. It's sort of West Hollywood, but it's sort of like Beirut meets West Hollywood, which is sort of what you're living in, right?
Yeah, I got my camo fanny pack. But yeah, dude, I'm seeing like just walking around, you feel the vibe of people. And today I was feeling, just walking around outside, people, everyone's wearing their fucking mask outside, and looking at me, mad dogging me because I'm not, And I've seen too many things now of people getting attacked and all this shit, and it's just, I gotta get out of here. I gotta get the fuck out of here.
Yeah. Yeah, because I was rocking my scooter, because I'm by myself and I'm outside in the sunshine, so I won't wear a mask. If so other people, and I try to stay, if I see people wearing masks, I don't intrude in their space. I give them at least 6 feet. But this lady, she was giving me this look like, you should be put in a gas chamber, Chris. You should get the fucking Zyklon B. And she was looking at me like that, and just like, you piece of shit, you gutter garbage. And I could tell, like, she wanted me to know that she was feeling that way. And she kind of even took her mask off so that I could see the fucking growl on her face. And I thought, and I sort of was just, I kind of just sort of ran away. I didn't even really take it serious. Well, it sort of bothered me, but I'm like, do you understand, lady, that there are dangerous people out there? I could be one of them, and some people might not think that's very funny.
Yeah.
How safe do you feel? I mean, I'm like, I don't want any trouble. And normally I would have said hello and smiled to you and probably said, how's your day? But like, imagine there are desperate psychopaths out there, and you're just going to antagonize someone. It's just the way people act, and the judgment and the fearlessness with which they cast their judgment upon you is It's fucking staggering with all this, man. People are showing their true fucking colors.
Yeah. That's why I was thinking that why don't we just like start new societies like within the country or whatever, where you have your maskers and your non-maskers, you know, and you just live in your areas, right? I don't know. I mean, because, dude, I'm seeing right here this crazy story where there was following the Kentucky mask mandate. People were seeing "obey" written in the sky all over, like skywriting. Obey.
Oh, man. Yo, now I see they're violating that clothing brand's IP, which is in fact John Carpenter's IP. Obey.
Oh,
That's
yeah.
where they live, man.
Yeah.
Give credit where credit is due. They ripped off great art. That's the worst part of it all.
Seriously, man. Yo, people need to watch They Live. That's what's going on.
Hell yeah. Now you don't even need sunglasses to see it. It looks just like that outside. You don't even need the glasses. The thing about They Live, have you watched it recently? Like in the last 5 years?
Yeah.
All right. The fight scene where he tries to force him to put on the sunglasses.
The long fight scene ever. That's like longer than the fight scenes in Lord of the Rings.
I think it's longer than one of the whole fucking movies, man. It is, and I guess it's supposed to represent how difficult it is to get people to accept the reality.